So we're going to now move to our second teaching slot. So I'm going to ask Alexis to come forward, and I'm going to ask Shawn to come forward, and we're going to be looking at what we learned from the encounter Jesus had with Mary and Martha during what I call the Sunday lunch situation. Okay, so envisage this as a Sunday lunch situation, right? And inconveniently, Jesus turns up just before that lunch. Okay, so let's just think about what's going on here. So, Alexis, can you read for us, please?
Martha and Mary. Now, as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village. A woman named Martha welcomed him into her house, and she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her."
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you.
Good morning, church. My name is Shawn. I'm just going to basically give a quick summary of what we read. So that was from Luke, and that was a story about Mary and Martha who had just invited Jesus over to the house, and they were preparing. Well, specifically Martha was preparing, and she was a bit too distracted. She was going around, focusing on other things, preparing the house, whereas you have Mary sat down with Jesus and taking her time, and this aggravated and almost upset Martha. She comes across to Jesus and she speaks to Jesus and asks, "Well, why is it that I am preparing myself, preparing this place for you, and Mary is sat and not helping?" And Jesus says quite a poignant thing. He says that we need to take time to sit down and spend time with him. And I think that's reflective of God and how we should come to God, we should listen to God, and we should, make him our number one focus in life. We get very distracted with worldly things, with things that aren't necessarily the main focus, whereas God should be our main focus. God should be our purpose. We should be looking to pray, to listen to him, to look for guidance from him. I feel like it reflects God, and it shows that he is willing to take us into his arms, to listen to us, and to give us advice that we need. I think that's a very, very clear thing that Jesus was trying to get across. Unlike the disciples always asked Jesus questions, asking, when will you come again? When will we be saved? But a clear thing that Mary did here was that she sat and she listened. She listened to Jesus. She listened to what Jesus had to say, and she digested it. She listened, and she made sure that she can apply it to her life. And that's something that Martha missed. She missed the mark there. She was quite focused on a lot of different things, and I feel like that comes up in our life a lot. We get distracted with other things, for example, exams, with work, with family, but we need to be able to take time when we wake up in the morning, before we go to sleep, to just sit and pray, to open our Bible, listen to God, listen to what he has to say to us, and go to him for guidance. I think in our everyday life there's a lot of noise and a lot of distractions, and we need to be able to just take that time to go back to God, because he is a loving Father. He loves us, and he wants the best for us. And he is all-knowing, he is all-loving, he's omnibenevolent, omnipotent. He knows everything, and we should be able to put our trust in him and come to him first.
Okay. Thank you, Shawn and Alexis. Eliana's just going to come and pray. That challenge that Jesus gives Martha is really relevant to many of us in this church family. What does he say? "Martha, you are worried, distracted about many things. few things matter. In fact, only one thing matters, right? So I have to apply that regularly to myself. I like getting things done, move on to the next thing. End of the day, the to-do list has been hammered and there's a new to-do list all ready to go tomorrow, right? But Jesus is warning me and many of us that few things matter in the end. And in fact, only one thing matters, and that is the time we spend with him, enjoying him, learning from him, becoming like him. Jesus makes it really clear that that's what matters, right? So we kind of, as a youth team, we give ourselves that challenge, and we give all of you that challenge. Eliana.
My name's Eliana, and I'm just going to say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for the story of Mary and Martha. Help us to guide us away from distractions in life and focus on what is important. Help us to be more like Mary, who listened to your teachings and talked to you. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Eliana.